Hello everybody and welcome back to Fate Grand Order. As you can see, I'm cutting this extremely close. So let's just keep going with the story here. Sure. Yeah, this'll do. This is the team I've been using for farming. Time for the auction, huh? Alright, let's see what happens today. Come quick! The relic's been stolen! Oh shit. Did you say stolen? Well then. That can't be good. This is so not good. One little push is all it would take to have them at each other's throats. And we'd be caught in the crossfire. I'd rather not see that happen. As you can see, the linden leaf, the perfect catalyst with which to summon Siegfried the Dragon Slayer, has been stolen. What sort of security measures did you have in place? As I demonstrated to all 6 of you yesterday, I didn't leave it anywhere that an ordinary thief could have taken it. True, but that wouldn't be much help if the thief was a skilled mage. Oh. I'm surprised to hear you so willingly giving voice to your own ineptitude. That aside, I can say from what I saw yesterday that the Catalyst's defenses focused on alerts. What's that mean? What was that accent? It means that we should have heard an alarm blaring throughout the mansion, no matter how it was stolen. That security spell has been passed down in my family for generations. But I am not a mage, so I have no real idea of how it works. You two, as mages yourselves, surely you understand? Magecraft may be capable of anything, but it is far from perfect. To steal the catalyst without setting off the alarm would require 2 skilled mages working together. Even I could not do this alone. So what, you're saying the 2 of us are in cahoots? If you ask me, it's way more likely that the owner faked this theft so he could keep his heirloom for himself. I can only say that I would never do such a thing. I have no reason to want to keep it for myself. It's nothing but a burden for me. As it plays such a valuable part in Holy Grail Wars, there are no ends of people who have designs on it. Trust me, I have no irrational attachment to it just because it happens to be a family heirloom. Well then, who did steal it? Now what do we do? This is quite the pretty pickle. Yanqing? Given that the blame for this theft lies with Sieg, I suggest we... Now I see. It was you. Oh, interesting. Care to repeat that? No, it's okay. You don't have to hide it. I mean, you and Sieg go way back, right? It makes perfect sense for you to cut a deal ahead of time. How dare you! Yeah, act offended all you want. Doesn't change the fact that you're still the most likely suspect. Well. I knew not to expect much in the way of manners from a man of the sea. But if you're willing to goad us into a fight, you have more guts than I thought. Just so we're clear, I didn't steal it. If anything, I had a better chance in the auction. It wouldn't make sense for me to go to the trouble of stealing it. I did not steal it either. If anyone here would have had a motive to steal it, wouldn't that be the skilled mage with the least money to spend? Oh, makes sense to me. Your family might have a long history, but they haven't done well keeping up with the times. The whole reason you're taking part in this subspecies Holy Grail War is because you need money, right? Prince of Lanling and I both have money to spare, so there's no reason for either of us to assume the risks involved with stealing it. That sounds like a challenge to me. Wait, please, wait. I'm begging you, don't fight here. I have a suggestion. Everyone here, human and mage alike, has their own possible motives and their own reasons to be suspected. So I say we at least let everyone make their case to someone impartial, without any stake in this outcome. I don't like where this is going. Indeed, you have every reason not to. Mr. Moriarty, Cursor? I'd like you two to be the judges. I do not, however, want you selecting suspects. I only want you to determine who we can rule out. Once we know that, we should be able to resolve this. What do you think, Moriarty? That's fine with me, of course. However, we have one condition. What is it? It's simple. We can't leave ourselves open to accusations of bribery, or this will all be for naught. So I would like a mage from an opposing faction to be present during our questioning. For example, when we speak to Alexander, I would request that either Count Vlad or Prince of Lanling be present. Though, of course, I will also insist that they refrain from comment during the proceedings. That sounds safe and reasonable. I trust all of you are okay with that? Fine with me. Then I shall go first. One of you, come with me. Alright, I'll go. The thief is almost certainly Prince of Lanling. How can you be so sure? I know that I did not steal it. And Alexander has the least reason to steal it himself. Thus, by the process of elimination, it must be Prince of Lanling. He is the only mage here whose power is ill-suited to fighting a Holy Grail War. And if he wished to resell it, he would not want to waste his own money in an auction. Furthermore, Prince of Lanling's magecraft is particularly well-suited to thievery. He could have easily used his beauty to manipulate others into doing his bidding. But let us not forget, Count Vlad, that you have just as much of a motive as he does. They did say you've been having some financial difficulties. That is true, but I was also quite confident in my chances at victory. I would never resort to petty larceny to acquire what I desire. And so I believe the guilty party is Prince of Lanling, and ask that you proceed accordingly. That is all I have to say. So Count Vlad will be keeping an eye on me, huh? I think it was Alexander, though. Why is that? From where I stand, he is the most suspicious of those present by far. Yes, on the surface, it may seem like he has the least motive. He is certainly the richest of us, thanks to his dealings with legitimate businesses. But if you consider it from a different angle, wealth is all he has. He has no connections to the Mages Association, so taking part in this subspecies Holy Grail War is the only hope he has to advance. If he failed to win the auction, he would have nothing left at all. I'm not sure I follow. How would losing the auction leave him any worse off than before, then? You mean you didn't know? We each had to pay an enormous fee just for the opportunity to bid. And we don't get it back if we lose. So if, by some chance, he did end up losing the auction, he would then be no more than a penniless third-rate mage. Whereas Count Vlad and I both have our legacies to fall back on. Seems to me that the ability, or lack thereof, to pick oneself up again after a setback would be a substantial motive. Don't you agree? Whatever the others might say, I know I didn't take it. So I can only guess it was Count Vlad. I'm pretty sure Prince of Lanling has enough money to go toe-to-toe with me in an auction, after all. Of course, if push came to shove, he could have always resorted to trying to take it by force. But if that was his plan, he could have just waited until after the auction was over. So yeah, I think I have to go with Count Vlad here. I'm pretty sure the Count has thought up some kind of plan. I'm sure he was just bluffing. He might be a talented mage, but it still would have been risky for him to come under the spotlight there. Not to mention Izo's gang doesn't seem like they'd be much help. Oh, hey, I just remembered we had a deal, didn't we? Did you find out anything useful? Let's talk about Vlad. Count Vlad uses blood magecraft? Blood is definitely an important catalyst for magecraft. And if his family's been developing it for hundreds of years, it could be something miraculous, combat-oriented or not. But anyway, figuring out which of them stole it isn't automatically going to bring it back. Wait, hang on. I just had a thought. Maybe someone in one of this city's gangs got greedy. That relic is damn near priceless, after all. Somebody might have gotten in touch with another mage to try and sell it for an even higher price. Anyway, that's all I've got to say. Care for a drink? For you, we've got water and dihydrogen monoxide. Which would you prefer? Those are both water, you jerk! That's just water! You know I can't go letting you have alcohol. Anyway, I'd say we've learned some rather interesting tidbits so far. Every one of them insisted they had not committed the theft. And they all named someone different for the culprit. Money, skill in magecraft, timing. All three of them enjoy success in one area, but none of them have it all. Yeah, I don't have a clue. Then how are we supposed to tell who did it? A good question, to be sure. Each of them is suspicious, each had motive, and certainly each had opportunity. And on top of all that, not a one of them has an alibi. A wonderfully convenient state of affairs for whoever's behind this, wouldn't you agree? What do you mean by that? Oh, come now, don't tell me you've forgotten. This all took place in the past, so I happen to know what occurs next. With each side's agent suspecting the other, the three gangs will wage a battle so fierce that it envelops the entire city, resulting in tremendous loss of life. At least that is the outcome as I heard it. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot. Well, I can't blame you for that. I almost forgot too. Now then. Given what we already know and just learned, I did some digging of my own. Eavesdropping on the various gang members' conversations, stealing a glance at their ledgers, that sort of thing. As it turns out... Well, I know a lot more now than I did before, but... Oh, if it isn't the apprentice bartender. Good evening. You shouldn't be wandering around so late at night, not with this mansion's security being so lax. It's kind of refreshing hearing him talk like this. I was born in this city, you know. I plan to die here as well. That may not mean much to you since you're not from here, but for me, there could be no better end. But with each year that passes, that seems less and less likely. Between all these telegrams and now ships circling the globe, the world just keeps getting smaller. And while I've never seen one myself, they say they even have ships that can fly nowadays. Ships have allowed this city to flourish, and now everyone wants a share of the profit for themselves. I just hope to prevent that desire for profit from breaking out into a war. Are you thinking about retiring? How did you know that? Yes, I am. I think I have been in this game as long as I can stand. I'm going too deep for him, I think. Anyway, I'd better be on my way. This wind is absolutely freezing. Okay, Mr. Crop Top. So the geezer's finally acting his age. You hear that, apprentice? The old man wants to retire, huh? What a joke. Once he retires, that'll be it. This whole city will be one big battleground. Me and Yanqing will be fighting each other tooth and nail for control of the place. And in the end, some outsider will just come waltzing in and take it all for themselves. This city's only going to get bigger and bigger. We can't go closing it off to the outside world. I can't blame Yanqing's gang for going wild sometimes. Frankly, people have even started complaining about them to me. They say they see them being rowdy at restaurants or getting drunk and all kinds of petty stuff like that. Are you sure you don't want to reconcile with them? Believe me, I wish it were that simple. People in our business don't take the peaceful approach seriously. That's just the way of the world. By the way, that bartender friend of yours is pretty strong, isn't he? From the looks of it, I'd say he's... Nah, never mind. You don't seem the bloody sort. Nothing wrong with that. If only the world was a little simpler. Oh hey, it's the apprentice kid. You figure out who the thief is? On second thought, don't tell me. I think it'd only complicate things if I found out now. I saw Yuzo grumbling. Did something happen? Sounds like he's got it rough. And of course, his men are all brutes. He's the only one in that gang who actually thinks before he acts. Still, I know what he means when he says he wishes the world were simpler. It's been 20 years since me and my crew wound up in this city, but they still refuse to accept us. It's hard not to get a bit depressed when you can't even go out for a meal and not have it be a big deal for people to bitch about. So I decided to bring everyone together to make the city admit they needed us. But now we've got mages involved, and we're all fighting for control of some weird relic. I don't even know what to make of it. Life is freaking bizarre, and there's no knowing what's what, you know? Sounds like you've got it rough too. Some things you just have to suffer for. At least that's what I want to think. Though honestly, I'd rather be living on Easy Street. I mean, who wouldn't? So don't go making the same mistake I did, kid. Make sure you choose a fun life, not a hard one. Easier said than done. Tell you what, if you ever decide to settle down in this city, that's when I'll listen to your sob story. But anyway, I probably shouldn't be seen talking with you for too long. So, see you tomorrow. Good night. I love you. I can't say I approve of you going off on these nighttime walks without a servant. But then there are guards from all three gangs keeping an eye on things. I suppose the odds of something dangerous happening are... Well now, how is that for timing? Was that a gun? But what could they possibly be thinking going after us? I'm not sure whether they're out to make a show of their incompetence or to actually take out their rivals. In the end, it won't matter if they manage to take us out or not. Just the fact that they tried is an egregious violation of trust. Bleh. As for why they would go to such deplorable lengths... but I'm getting ahead of myself. Once again, now is not the time. Come on, we need to fight! Right you are. That they all have firearms trained on us would seem to be a clear expression of hostile intent. Yeah, let's go. So I have no compunction against crushing this lot. Oh, and by the way, this may come as a surprise to you, but I am quite potent in a fight. Alright then, let's show these goons what for, my young bartender master. My god, this section is already over 20 minutes. So close. But man, how much reading am I gonna have to do in this video? How long is this video gonna end up being? Okay, no. I was like, are these shadow servants? No, they are not. Oh, come on. Oh, I see. This is the pirate enemy type. What's all the commotion? Huh? I thought I heard gunshots. Oh, don't worry, everything's under control. Just a slight misunderstanding. I assure you we're quite alright. Now go on, get out of here. Listen to me. If you three get mixed up in this now, it will only make the situation worse. Alright. Yanqing, Izo, I trust you're both okay with that too? Fine by me. I'm going to bed. I've had enough of this shit for one day. There we go. I don't think we would have gained any pertinent information from questioning them anyway. Now then, tell me, Master, who do you think sent those thugs after us? I already forgot who made the comment about him being strong. Diarmuid, Yanqing, Izo, Alexander, Prince of Lanling, Vlad III. I love when they make Yanqing make these faces. What? Crap. Every one of them is a viable suspect. They all have motive, opportunity, and the money with which to hire the thugs we've just dispatched. However, just because they had motive, opportunity, and money to send people after us, doesn't necessarily follow that they did so. What do you think? I don't think any of them are the type to go after someone like me. Yes, exactly. The rules for these kinds of skirmishes don't apply to you. They are, of course, citizens of the underworld and mages, respectively. Were it truly necessary to achieve their goals, I have no doubt they would kill us. But by that same token, they would not go out of their way to kill us when there is no pressing need to do so. Anyway, tonight is the final night, making tomorrow the final morning. The morning when everyone shall draw the losing straw and lose something precious to them. Alright, Master, let's bring this case to a neat, tidy close. Man, my throat is gonna be so raw when I'm done with this. I have regrets. Why did I not do this in smaller sections? You will form your party immediately before the battle begins. Yes! Yes! Let me know who I'm fighting before I form my party. Alright, Mr. Moriarty, tell us what you found out. Very well. May I have everyone's attention, please? As you know, a priceless relic was stolen from this estate. Yesterday, my apprentice and I talked to all of you on behalf of our employer, Mr. Sieg, to make sure nothing had been overlooked. To leap ahead somewhat and begin with the conclusion, each of you has your own reasons for being a perfectly viable suspect. Mr. Diarmuid is on the brink of retirement. Mr. Yanqing is worried about his subordinate's future. Mr. Izo is concerned with how the growing marine transport industry will encroach on his business. But the one thing you all have in common is that none of you can throw caution to the wind. Should one of you step out of line, the others will devour you. So, you wait. Then one day, Mr. Sieg shows up offering to let you bid on an invaluable relic. No doubt the news nearly gave you heart palpitations. Surely, this would be the chance you have been waiting for. A chance to see something change. Am I correct so far? I'd say so. Yanqing and Izo probably already realized this, but yes, I have been thinking of retiring. Although, of course, I would never do so while leaving my work unfinished. And that brings us to my first point. You wish to break this stalemate, so you mean to acquire the relic. This is, however, far from the true equation. While the three mages see it as their ticket to a surefire victory, and each wishes to get his hands on it no matter the cost, the three gang leaders don't care who gets it, for the stalemate will be broken regardless. Thus, none of them have any motive to steal it. In fact, they have a clear motive not to. Okay, since it sounds like you've taken me off the suspect list, I'm just gonna ask, what is the motive? Tell me, what would you think if one organization suddenly came into a great deal of money under these circumstances? Well, I'd probably suspect that they stole the relic and sold it. Ah, got it. There you are. In essence, as long as the current state of affairs continues, none of you are free to move any large sums around, whether from selling the relic or anything else. I imagine that would be quite a serious problem for an organization, no? Especially yours, Mr. Izo. Well, I wasn't planning on keeping this a secret, but I am expecting a nice bit of cash in the near future. If I stole that relic, you'd all only have more reason to suspect me. Precisely. All of this is to say that the three gang leaders each have their own reasons for wanting the auction to go ahead. Even if Mr. Dearwood had lost, it would give him a perfect excuse to retire, to gracefully bow out. After all, Mr. Yanqing's goal was only ever to ensure his subordinates would be accepted by this city. But if either party had stolen the relic, that would cause problems that no amount of money could resolve. As for Mr. Izo's reasons, well, we just went over those mere moments ago. We would seem to be left with one of the mages, but this is just as implausible. Why is that? Because nobody knows for sure how this is all going to unfold. Indeed. After all, nobody here could be certain that they would get to keep the relic for themselves. Between his and Mr. Dearwood's funds, Mr. Alexander was quite confident in his chances at winning the auction. Prince of Lanling was less sure in his bidding prospects, but he also believed he had a chance at charming the relic off of whoever did win. As for Count Vlad, if he ended up losing the auction, he had every intention of seizing the relic by force. Of course, any true mage must be willing to get his hands dirty when necessary. But that willingness to use violence does not come at the expense of my good sense. And employing that sense suggests there is nothing to be gained in stealing the relic. As such, I would never do so. Hold on. How is seizing the relic any different from stealing it? Stealing is an act of thievery. Seizing it by force is simply a noble doing what he must. That is the crucial difference. Okay then. There you have it. Every one of our guests, be they mage or gang member, had their honor on the line. But the culprit feared letting the relic go more than he did its theft. If he were to let it get away from him even once, everything his family had passed down for generations would be lost. That would remain the case even if he did manage to steal it back later. Thus, the relic leaving his possession was the one thing the culprit simply couldn't bear. Well, Sieg. Yeah, it's true. I'm the only one here with something I need to protect, even if it means reducing myself to thievery. The relic my family has kept safe for generations had been tainted by the subspecies Holy Grail War. It became a catalyst meant for summoning Siegfried. Isn't that a great honor? My family respects the true Siegfried. We have no interest in a pale imitation. Then you planned this whole thing. I'm sorry, that's just really something for Sieg to say. Yes, this was my intention right from the start. I had hoped your suspicions of one another would be strong enough to prompt you to wipe each other out. There was plenty of fuel for that fire, after all. Though my criminal consultant did warn me not to take matters that far. A criminal consultant, huh? I can't whistle, so pretend I am whistling innocently. Once the mages and the leaders of all three gangs were dead, the gang members would rampage about, killing anyone who even looked like a potential rival. At that point, nobody would stop to wonder where I went, and it would be all but impossible for anyone to track down the Linden Leaf. Psst, Iso. Right. And there's one more thing I was lying about. I'm a mage too. What just happened? Oh shit. Iso! Damn it, he jumped out the window! After him! What? Don't tell me you're giving up already. I'm not. I just didn't want to wreck my home with my magecraft. I have quite the collection of precious artifacts and books inside. You must understand. You and I have been good friends for a long time. But no more. Fire! Sorry, but guns won't work on me. Gah! Fine then, close combat it is. Get a hold of yourself, Dearmud. He's a mage. If bullets didn't faze him, what good do you think swords will do? Oh good, you're alive. Yanqing's right. Calm down. I can't believe he had us all fooled this whole time. Stand back. We'll handle this. Very well then. The winner of this battle shall claim the relic. Are we agreed? You sneaky bastard. Alright then. Fine with me. Just as I planned. Step aside, my good gang leaders. Alright, master. I trust you know what to do. Of course. Very good. Let's get the opening battle of this subspecies Holy Grail War started. So I'm fighting Sieg, huh? You know what? I'm gonna be really, really mean here. I'm sorry, Astolfo. God, we're already approaching 40 minutes. The hell, man? You cannot use this noble phantasm on humans. Man, I wasn't expecting that. But I guess I should have, considering, you know, like Moriarty laid out, nobody really had a motive. Or, not that nobody had a motive, but like nobody would have done it because of their circumstances and such. Oh, come on.
そこだ。そうきたか。どしがたいな。これを賜す。
お月様。行くぞ。嘘の耳。
おつまみだ。
God, that was so mean.
せめてうつ伏せに倒れる。
Damn it. I had countermeasures ready for the 3 mages. But I never expected you to join in the fray, Moriarty. Back when I was alive, or perhaps in one of my secret made-up stories. Not that the distinction is an important one anyway. The aftermath of this incident always left something of a foul taste in my mouth. No, let me be more precise. Overlooking you as a key variable made this situation vastly worse. This city, which should have flourished in a burgeoning era of maritime trade, was instead obliterated. So I think it's best for all involved if you hand that linden leaf over to me. I didn't mean for things to go this far. Well, no, maybe I did. As far as I'm concerned, this relic is the greatest treasure in the world. I couldn't possibly let it be taken for some stupid subspecies Holy Grail war. Well, that's no way to live. If Siegfried were here now, I have no doubt he would say something to the effect of, I am happy to answer any summons with an eye towards the future. That does, of course, mean he may end up serving wicked people at times, but that's just part of the deal. More than anything, Siegfried, as a heroic spirit, would be thrilled to help bring about a brighter future. He was a good man and a true hero. Surely anyone who thought well of him could respect that wish. True, I do think he'd love that. You expect me to believe that? That he would be thrilled to degrade himself in the service of others? Oh yes, yes he would. Believe what you will, but I can guarantee you that I am right about this. How's that for convincing? What a devious con man you are. I knew I shouldn't have trusted a man styling himself as a criminal consultant. Is he dead? Something like that. What does that mean? Ow, ow, ow. How are you feeling, Prince of Lumling? I can't even move. How pathetic. This means the winner is... Curse you, bartender! How in the world did you get so strong? Trade secret. Now then, it would seem we have ourselves a clear winner, no? As I've defeated the duplicitous 4th mage, I believe that makes me, Moriarty the bartender, the winner. Wait just a damn minute! This isn't what we agreed on! Think about it. Now that you don't need to spend a fortune on the auction, doesn't this put you at an advantage? And while I'm at it, don't you think it's about time that the 3 of you had a serious talk? This business of the three of you deadlocked as you are may keep the peace, but you are all vulnerable to outside forces in consequence. I could suck this city dry in just a few days if I wanted to, you know. I could spin my web as any spider would, and have the city trapped and helpless in my grasp in no time. That's... Yeah, I guess you got a point. Hey, Yanqing, Dearmood, come here a sec. I'm sure you guys are just as sick of this stalemate crap as I am. The old man is right. About time we put our honor aside. But how will our gang survive without honor? Maybe they won't. But you know what? At least that's better than all of us getting killed. I can't argue with that. Honestly, I wish we'd done this sooner. Guess I lost the moment I let myself be seduced by the comfort of the status quo. I'm not going along with this. These bastards have been... Yow! Boss? What's the big idea? One more word out of you idiots, and your heads come tumbling from your necks. Yeah, alright. I don't have to tell you what my condition is, and you'll do everything you can to make it happen, eh? We want to be full citizens of the city. That's the one thing I'm not budging on. I understand. There's bound to be some pushback with this change of direction, but I promise I'll keep it in line. In exchange, I'll sell my hideout and other property and make sure to appoint a level-headed man as my successor. As for my men who went out of their way to make your guys' lives hell, I'll send you a list of their names and tell their families they're away on business. Sounds good! This is the scariest business talk I've ever heard! That's just how it is with them. That's how Mafia works. They're still villains at heart, after all. They can never hope to coexist in prosperity, nor can only one of their gangs hope to flourish without drawing the other's ire. So if they can't coexist in prosperity, they can at least coexist in adversity. They'll all suffer in turn, but they'll also all continue to survive. Not, perhaps, an ideal lifestyle, but it comes with the assurance that they will get to die peacefully in bed. Well, that's just great. We've got nothing to show at all for all our efforts. If anything, I'd say we're slightly worse off than we were before. All that running around I did for the auction, wasted. Good grief. Bartender? Tell me, what do you plan to do with that linden leaf? You're better off not knowing that, Count Vlad. I might be amenable to sharing that knowledge for a price, but I sense such an arrangement would not be to your tastes. Not to mention one wrong move, and you could end up being pumped for information yourselves in less than savory ways. Huh. Yes, I suppose you're right. I should just accept my defeat and begin searching for my next opportunity. Damn, I was really set on getting that catalyst and winning the subspecies Holy Grail war with it. Looks like it's back to square one in my search for a catalyst. Well, at least I will not be leaving completely empty-handed. We will meet again one day, Sir Moriarty. James Moriarty. I'll remember that name. Why, thank you. I'm always glad to make connections with new mages. You're a shrewd one, aren't you? Alright, we're going to head back to our respective organizations now. What about you two? I did what I came here to do, so... Going home, huh? Glad to hear it. Sir Moriarty. It would seem you're a far more devious villain than we mere thugs could ever hope to be. Why, whatever do you mean? We may have suffered some losses, but at least they weren't fatal. I'll take that over the whole city being destroyed any day of the week. I advise you all to live modestly from here on, gentlemen. A spider cannot weave its web when darkness covers all. As villains, it's your job to ensure that light and shadow come and go in equal measure. Thank you for the advice. Personally, I hope I never see you again. Damn straight. You sure you want to stick with this guy, kid? I'd bail now if I were you. I'm happy with the way things turned out here. Yeah. Right? You had fun, didn't you? Now then. All that remains is to erase Sieg's memories and strip him of his magecraft. That should make sure he gives up on trying to get the Linden Leaf back. So this happened in your time too, Moriarty? Well, no, not exactly. The fact that the gang leaders and mages looked and acted like servants means that this is only a dream. The events of the subspecies Holy Grail War no doubt happened differently, and in another world entirely. This little dilemma of ours was a fusion of two separate occasions. The first, a time when a partnership I struck with mages destroyed this city. The second, a time when a subspecies Holy Grail War took place somewhere. Did this turn out the way you hoped? A fair question. The man I met with requested my help in protecting a treasure that had been in his family for generations. I offered him several pieces of advice. Once you've fanned the flames between the gangs as much as you can, fake your own death. Convince the gangs that the relic is up for grabs now that you're dead, and that owning it will be their key to riches. After that, all you need to do is take their thugs out whenever it's convenient. But I didn't know he was a mage when I told him that. And as a result, the city quickly declined and ultimately faded away. Of course, as a criminal mastermind, my role in these events did not trouble my conscience. But now that I'm your servant, it's been eating away at me. I swear, young man, you have no idea how difficult it is to be an evil servant in the service of such a very good master. At any rate, when I looked back on this outcome, I chalked it up to a careless mistake. An awful turn of events brought about by a few miscalculations. Of course, even now that we've changed the past, this remains firmly in the realm of the hypothetical. History remains the same, as does its outcome. What we partook in here was merely an illusion, purely for my own gratification. I assure you, I'm well aware of that. Yet even so, I needed to be certain this error was affixed permanently in my memory. I needed to remind myself that a bright future such as this can come to a sudden, cruel end with but a single mistake. Even if I should parse the records upon waking up, that still won't change what really happened. All I can do is cast my mind back and wonder uselessly about what might have been. How fucking long has this been going on? Hold on. Okay, not an hour yet. I can think of something else you can do. Oh, and what's that? Next time, make sure to get it right. Indeed, indeed. Humanity is currently in the midst of an unprecedented crisis. One mistake on our part could lead to the extinction of the human race. So next time, you can be damned sure I won't miscarry so much as a single integer. I can promise you that both as your servant and as your trusty partner. Well then, it seems our time in this world is up. Tell you what, once we get home, I'll mix you a drink to make up for dragging you into this. More reading. My throat hurts. A few days later. I see my room has been redecorated without my permission. Again. Really? I thought I was the first to do so. You mean this sort of thing happens often? So the king's servants and princess servants renovate your room however they like, Well, I'm glad to see you're enjoying yourself. Now then, allow me to treat you to the drink of your life. First we mix these together, shake it all up, and... Here's your cocktail, young man. Thank you. I guarantee you'll like it. So, what do you think? This is really good. I'm going to imagine it was something fruity. Right? Right? Welcome to the adult world. Adult, huh? Don't be so quick to fall for his trickery, Mr. Cursor. It's totally a mocktail, isn't it? Blast! Holmes! That cocktail contains not a drop of alcohol. It is merely fruit juice mixed together so as to taste more like a genuine cocktail. A mocktail, to use modern parlance. I called it! Though I suppose I can't blame you for being taken in, given the atmosphere. Damn it, man! Can you not tell that we were having a moment? Listen, master. Alcohol really isn't very good for you, you know? Take it from an old man who's been there and done that. You tricked me! Well, I certainly can't approve of you becoming inebriated, Mr. Cursor. Still, I hope you can accept Moriarty's good fatherly intentions. Though, of course, in his case... If you so much as breathe the word grandfatherly, I will post a list of your many failings and eccentricities on the bulletin board faster than you can say stop. Oh my god. That's what got you to shut up. Anyway, don't worry. Once you really have grown up, I'll be the first to mix you a real drink. I would very much like to be present for that. Of course, I'll make sure to serve you my finest glass of mud. I love their interactions. So you're not even capable of tossing your enemies the merest of bones, are you? Why don't you put that mouth of yours to use for once and go kiss an oncoming train? You know, I think I am feeling a little drunk. Huh? But I really didn't put any alcohol in it. You're drunk on the atmosphere? Hey! Is it true you had some crazy stuff go down recently? I heard I was a bad guy. That sounds fascinating. You have to tell me all about it. Oh, he's so cute! He's so cute! What was I like? Was I trying to take over the world? Did I have a scar on the side of my face? What's this? Master's showing signs of intoxication. What do you have to say for yourself, Moriarty? But I didn't do it! Master, are you alright? Sup? I heard there was something fun happening here, so I came to check it out. Same. I guess we could start by stringing up Moriarty. There you go. That's the ticket. I can kick you all out, you know. Yeah, this is my room. This is my room. That's right, it is, isn't it? Okay, guys, how about this? Yeah, there's one thing I'm pretty sure we can agree on. Let's all have a drink. Alex, you're 16. Get out of here. I've never had alcohol before, Master. I can't wait to try it. You will be sticking to mocktails, Sieg. Aw. He's so cute. Alright, one at a time. Now then. What can I get for you, my good sir? The fact is, it is very difficult for any master to truly understand a truly evil man. One so wicked he has no qualms about destroying the world, and so meticulous he would risk his life to correct a miscalculation. Indeed, this old spider's web extends farther than anyone can see, catching good, evil, order, and chaos alike. And even now, he continues to spin new threads. Alright, I'm getting to be like over an hour, but this is the last section, so let's just finish this up real quick. Special translation. Orange! Cassis! Orange! Oh, hello there. Just you and Sir Foe today. Can I get you your usual Black Beast grease mix? Sometimes I just need to kick back and relax. Special translation. I hear you. That grease is addictive. The hell? What's going on here, barkeep? Courtesy of that customer over there. God. I love that reaction of yours. It's so nice to be able to take video so easily these days. Oh, don't worry, it's on me. Go ahead, take it. You grand good for nothing? How are you still alive? You might want to cut that out, Plug, before you get yourself banned. That's weird. I can't think of his name. Well, sure. You're still dreaming, so of course your mind is a bit hazy. As for me, I'm the greatest caster that ever was or will be. Please call me Mr. Sheep. I have to say, though, that was a great show. Regrets from the youthful days he can never go back to. Repentance in his twilight years. Homesickness. Talk about hard-boiled. I'd love to try playing that sort of grizzled old man type myself someday. Well, you've got the scum of the earth part down pat. Anyway, consider that cocktail there my payment for the show I just attended. A holy grail's way too much, you say? What's the harm? There's plenty more where that came from, right? Why not just go ahead and use them all on me? I don't even have you! And if I did, I wouldn't give them to you. Whoops, it looks like you're about to wake up. Alright, see you later then. Hopefully we'll meet again at the next Golden Heroic Spirit Theater. Personally, I'm hoping for an Arturia harem next time. Merlin. Farewell, au revoir, and good night. This prick never changes! another grail. Oh, there's a challenge quest. I will consider it. But that's going to be the end of this video. So, I'll see you all next time.